Hello, guys. Welcome to another classic episode of Becoming Better at Humanity. If you're new here, my name is Judith, and welcome, guys. So, today I want us to talk about something sensitive. I want us to talk about how to cope with the pain of losing a loved one. We all know that death hurts, it deeply hurts because it changes us, it changes our lives, and we are never the same again. The pain of losing someone that you love is probably the most devastating experience that one will ever go through or has ever gone through. That pain cuts so deeply. I can't even try to imagine. It's a lot of that time, that period is a lot of pain and a lot of suffering. We all know that death is inevitable. Yes, we are all gonna die at some point. But that doesn't make it any easier to endure the death of a loved one. While grieving that loss is an inevitable part of human life, but trying to live with the pain, trying to cope with losing a loved one, I think is the one of the biggest challenges that one can ever go through. I've actually wanted to do this video more than twice, but every time I want to do it, I'm scared. I'm like, what are you doing? You are going to reawaken memories. But when a friend asked me to do it, I said it's time for me to face my fears. So what I did, I tried to talk to my friends and family, those people who have lived this experience, and I asked them to share with me their experiences. And guys, I want to thank you so much for trusting me with your experiences. And if there's something that I learned, guys, from the experiences is that just be kind. People are sad out here. Everybody is fighting a battle that you know nothing about. The least you can do is just being kind. It doesn't cost you a thing to be kind. So, guys, what I'm going to share with you are some of the ways that can help one come to terms with the loss and eventually pick up the pieces and move forward. Grief is not something that can be fixed or should be fixed. The goal is to find a way to cope with the pain and move forward. So the first thing, I'm going to take a bit longer to this one. I want you guys to be patient with me because I want to help someone out there. So the first thing that you need to do, guys, I have a few notes with me, and I hope you will allow me to refer a little bit. The first thing that you need to do is to face your feelings. Allow yourself to face the pain, the emotions. Accept that you need to face that pain. You need to go through those emotions, and you need to go through your healing process. So no one should tell you how you're supposed to grieve. It's your grief. Don't compare yourself with the rest of your family members or friends. We grieve differently. Our relationships with our family members differ, or with our friends. We love differently. Don't be afraid to cry. If you're locked in your room and you're crying for days, that's okay, because that's grief. Also, about the time it takes for you to grieve, there's no specific time, guys, for you to grieve. It's a long process, and sometimes it may take years. So don't feel pressured that if your friends or family have moved on, don't feel pressured. Allow yourself to experience your emotions, to face your feelings. Although for some people, that pain, the intensity of the pain lessens with time, but for most people it's a long process and it may take years, and that's okay. But after some time, you're going to know what triggers your emotions, maybe the places, the events that trigger your emotions, and after that you can be able to learn how to cope with that pain. So don't be surprised that when you listen to some songs, you may feel sad, or when you go to other places or sing some things, you may feel sad. It's normal. When you feel sad, Allow yourself to be sad. But most importantly, there are times that you will experience some joy. Embrace those moments. Another way that you can be able to acknowledge your feelings is by, you can write a journal, you can write a poem, you can write a tribute. But guys, please, I want you to understand that there's no right or wrong way to grieve. The way you feel at the moment is the right way for you to grieve. Another thing, guys, is to forgive yourself. You may feel remorse for how you treated your lost loved one. Maybe you had the opportunity of saying goodbye and you did not bid them bye. Or you may feel responsible of, maybe you contributed to their death. Guys, I want to tell you that don't be so hard on yourself. You are not God who decides when we are born and how we are born, or how we die and when we die. Forgive yourself for the guilt. What you can do is maybe talk about it. Talk about the guilt feelings. You may be surprised that other members of the family or friends who are carrying the same burden. Talk about it. Maybe they might help you to put your feelings into perspective. Another thing, guys, is that forgiving yourself frees you from any anger or hurt. It's the only way that you can allow peace, love, and hope to enter your heart. Another thing, guys, is it's about to try to keep your mind busy. Keeping your mind busy is not about distracting yourself from grieving. It's not about avoiding to grieve. But at least you can try to find comfort in the daily easy tasks. For example, the house chores. Or you can, if you had a job, you can go back to work. Or if you had a business, you can go open that business. But before you do that, before you think of distracting yourself, guys, make sure that you cry until you can't cry anymore. Make sure you feel sorry for yourself for a while. Scream and throw a temper tantrum. Be sad, be lonely. And yes, there is comfort in the daily routine when you're not trying to avoid this grieving process. Another thing, guys, is to accept support. Accept support from your family and friends. You see, this pain can cause one to withdraw, to isolate themselves, which is not healthy at all. Talk to your friends who have gone through this experience. Let them share the experiences with you. In the early stages of grief, you may feel that people don't understand what you're going through. You may feel that people don't fully know what you're going through. But I want to tell you guys that people mean well, especially when you've lost a loved one. They feel so awful that you're going through that process. Sometimes they're left wondering on what they can do to make things easier for you. They feel so bad that there's nothing they can do to make you feel better. So guys, allow them to give you a shoulder to lean on when you're releasing your tears. Let them know that you're struggling. If it's not getting better, if you feel that it's not getting better and the days seem to be getting harder and harder, you can seek for professional help. A professional can help you to be able to reestablish yourself and even find your path towards healing. Because complicated grief or unresolved grief can lead to depression and other mental health problems, and you don't want to add some things on what you're going through. Another thing, guys, is to exercise. So not only does exercise improve your cardiovascular health, but it also your brain releases the endorphins that are responsible for your well-being, for the feelings of your well-being. So exercise. You can go jogging, you can go running, you can go walking with a friend. You can do yoga, whatever it is that you decide to do. It's right. Exercise is not going to cure grief, but it is going to help you to be able to deal with your emotions. Another thing, guys, is to celebrate anniversaries. Anniversaries, during the times that you celebrate anniversaries can be a difficult time for family and friends. But that is the time that you will have to remember your lost loved ones and even honor them. You can honor them by planting a tree or a garden in their name, passing a family name to a child, or you can make some donations to their favorite charity home. Whatever it is that you do, make sure that you do it in a manner that feels right for you, that you can be able to honor that unique relationship that you had with your loved ones. Also, during those times that you are likely to feel sad and lonely, you can invite people, something like a gathering, and then you can invite someone to talk about, to help you talk about your loss and encourage you. And one last thing, guys, is that you try and live your life. Yes, the pain of losing a loved one is painful, it's real and must be felt. But there comes a time that you need to start living your life. There comes a time that you have to pick up the pieces and move forward. That doesn't mean that you're closing the chapter. It means that you've accepted what has happened. So it's not betrayal to get well and heal from grief. Not betrayal at all. Accepting what has happened actually is a hard and accomplishment. And only you guys can know when you're ready to accept what has happened. Only you can know when you're ready to move forward. And whatever that looks, it's right and it's perfect for you. And I want to share something from the Bible. It's about, when you can go read 1 Thessalonians chapter 4, where Paul was writing this letter to the Thessalonians. He was writing to them that Christians, is one advantage of being a Christian is that we have hope. So Paul is telling the Thessalonians that we are supposed to encourage each other, that just like Jesus died and rose again, we have that hope that we are going to see our lost loved ones. The sorrow that we have as Christians is that sorrow of seeing someone going on a trip. Yes, you know they're going for a trip. They are going for a long period of time. What makes you sad is you are not sure when you're going to see them. Understanding death or having a healthy awareness of death, what helps us? It helps us to live wholeheartedly in the present moment, to try and focus on what really matters. When you see things on that lens, your priorities suddenly become to a clear focus. That is why I want to challenge you guys, that since we know that we are all headed there, that we are all gonna die at some point, have you done enough? Are you prepared for when your time comes? So I'm asking you this question. When your time comes, guys, have you done enough? Are you prepared enough? That is what I had for today, guys. Let's chat more in the comment section. Also, don't forget to subscribe and also hit that notification bell so that you don't miss out every time I upload a video. Thank you, and I love you so much. Bye.